The question that we'll be looking at is this one, which is using the C++ to write a program to solve this problem, and the file should be named maybe.cpp. It must be properly commented as indicated, and this is very important because we're in an instance if someone else was reading your code, for example, your lecturer, the instructor, if he or she was reading it, you could tell them what you're doing in this part of the code or what this line of code does. So the instructions are simple. Your program should prompt the user to enter the number of final grades and the names of 10 students. A final grade greater than or equal to 75 is considered a pass, otherwise fail. This is a screenshot showing what that aspect of the code should look like. Now we have more instructions saying that count the number of passes and failures. Obviously this will be needed for the second part, which is a summary of the test result for the number of students who pass and the number of students who fail, which will be displayed here when it's counted. Alright, so this is also another screenshot of what that part of the code is supposed to look like, and more instructions. So if more than 6 students pass the exam, you should print the message, raise the tuition, otherwise evaluate the teacher. So it's looking if the students are failing or passing, to see if it's the student, probably just seeing if the student is wrong or if it's the teacher who is not teaching properly. And then we're moving on to where the user should be given the opportunity to run the program until X is entered to terminate. This would be a Sentinel Loop value, which will control how many times, or I could say how many times the program will run or for how long the program will run. The screen should be cleared on each run of the program. So this is where the prompt will be asking to terminate or to continue to run the program once more. This is a screenshot showing it. Alright, so let's go over to dev and get into the program. So firstly, we will need two libraries. So we'll include iOS stream, and we'll also include stdlib.h, which will be the library that will clear the screen at the second run of the program. What will you do next is include main space std, which is a standard library, which I think is for the C out and C in things that have to do with the program. And next, what we'll do is implement the main function. Implement the main function. This is where the main entry for all functions is at. So we'll have int main, and we'll open these curly braces, parentheses, and the curly braces. So all of the code will be written in int main, and we'll also need to return 0 to indicate that the program has run successfully. So first of all, as the instruction would have said, must be properly commented. So to make it simple, I think what is necessary are like your name, your ID, your institution, and what the program is going to do. So to get the comment, we can use the 2// but this is for just the end line. This only works at the for one line of code. So what we'll do is we'll have / and the asterisk and another asterisk and a /. So everything between these two asterisks and / are comments, and they will not be run when the program is executed. So now what we'll do is, to make it easy, we'll just copy and paste all of this. And so we're saying that the program, so we could just change this and say the program should, and number one, it should do this. And also when you go down here, it should also count the number of passes and failures. To make it easy, all you have to do is just put it in your word. You can also add in your single line comments, but that's for you. If you want to add those, that's fine. You can do that to tell anyone else who is looking at your code what you're doing at that point. So firstly, what we'll be doing is putting the name. So we'll see out what the name may be: high school examination analyzer. So what we'll have is some tabs to center it. So we'll have maybe high school, and we'll end the line here. All C++ programs end with a semicolon. So we could just copy that, paste it there, and then we'll have the examination analyzer here, and we'll start to initialize a variable. So first we will have a string variable, which is name, for that is where we'll be storing name. When we get the name, this is where we'll be storing it. And then we'll have an integer variable, which these are the data types, and we'll have a char, which is a single character. So the integer or int will be final grade, and then we'll have another integer, which is a prompt or the count, and we initialize that with 1 because the computer will count from 0. And if we count from 0 to 10, we'll go 11 times. The loop will repeat 11 times. We need 10 times, so therefore we'll initialize the prompt to 1 at the first run, and we'll need another integer, which would be the passes, which will initialize to 0 at this time, and the failure also, which we will initialize to 0 also. For the char, it will be the response. So we'll have RESP for short for response there. And we'll start some real coding. I could say some real coding. So while the response now, but we need the program to run every time you enter Y. So therefore we'll have to equate, we'll have to assign the response to Y, and we'll put it in single quotation because it's a char, double quotation for strings, single quotation for char. So now we'll equate, we'll see if it's equal to Y. So as long as it's equal, while it is equal to Y, we will run these lines of code. So all of everything that will be in here will be run as long as response is equal to y. Alright, so what we'll do now is we'll have a do loop. So it's actually a do while loop. So therefore we'll have a do, and then here we'll do something. It's while we do something here, and while something here is true. So therefore this here will run at least one time, and then it will check if it's correct. So if it's not correct, then it will run again. But as soon as it's correct, it will just stop and it will break out of the loop. So what we'll be doing in here is we'll be prompting the user to enter the name of the student, and we will not end the line because we actually want the user to enter the name of the student at the end of the line. So what we'll do now is we'll see in that person's name into the variable name that we created up here, which is a string. Give it a space, and then we'll see we'll do the same thing for the final grade. So we'll prompt the user to enter the final grade. That's good enough. What did I just do? Alright, so let's get back that again. Enter, and the same thing. See in to we have variable called f grade, and this right here is called camel casing, where you have the first word or letter of two words is in all common letters, and the second is in capital letter, or second of the first word letter of the word is in capital letters. So now suppose that we could have a Newline character here to just give some space in our coding in the line there, and now we have a condition. So if the final grade is greater than or equal to 75, as the question asks, if it's greater than or equal to 75, then it's a pass, otherwise a fail. So what we'll do is we'll increment passes, so we'll add 1 to passes. So that's what we're doing here. And I think I would have left the prompt. So remember, we need to count, so therefore the prompt should be added. 1 should be added. So this here is the same as saying prompt equal prompt plus 1. So it's the same as pass equal pass plus 1 in the same essence. But to make it easier for a shortcut,